Hey everyone, welcome to Pop XP. And before the show starts, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell to get notifications when we go live and we upload awesome new content. And don't forget, if you can, make sure to share our stream on all your social media outlets. We appreciate it, and thanks for helping us grow the Pop XP channel.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Thursday Night Live with Bill Tucci.
Behold his mighty hand.
Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang, Tucci gang.
Just want to manage expectations.
Weird.
This is the worst!
Hello, old bean.
You realize we actually could say live from New York, it's Saturday night.
That's right. We could. It's a Saturday Night Live with Billy Tucci. How are you, old chum? I'm having a glass of wine.
I am having a celebratory Diet Dr. Pepper.
You and your Diet Dr. Pepper. Gosh, my goodness. How are you, old chum?
I am beyond psyched.
I am psyched too. My goodness. Thank you, everyone out there in the YouTube and the X and the Facebook world. Thank you guys for joining. I know that Ethan is live right now, Van Skyver. But for those of you that are here, welcome. Welcome, our friend Stat Zero. Hello, brother. How are you? Oh, the great Victoria. How are you, honey? Good to see you. Ara Galani and the Armenian Knight. Good to see you, pal. Welcome on a Saturday evening. So Nicholas. Oh, God, Nicholas Gear is so great. Good to see you, Nicholas. Brad, of course, good to see you, too. Thank you for joining us. Somebody was saying, oh, Stat Zero, he tried his best to be the number one backer. He got number two. Sorry.
That is
so
listen,
close.
Regardless, that's phenomenal. And hey, it's Josh Jeppy, man.
Where's Josh Jeppy?
Look at that.
Where? I don't see him.
Look at the chat.
Oh, there he is. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, Josh. Good to see you, bro.
Phenomenal.
Good to see you. Robert, good to see you too, pal. Citizen Ronan, I don't know if I said hello to you, but hello. Thank you for congratulations on the launch. Tippy McKitty, I'm drinking vodka sodas. Outstanding. Cullen, good to see you too. When are we seeing the Liefeld cover? Okay. We just had the detail of the Rob Liefeld cover. That's going to be a whole big reveal. You know how we do things with how Rob Liefeld does things. So hopefully this week we can schedule it when we do the big event. Everyone's going to know about it. We'll go live with it. But it's gorgeous. It's awesome for what we've seen.
We got Robert and TJ here too.
Yep, TJ, what's up, bro? TJ, we're heading out to your neck of the woods. We're heading out to Pittsburgh, Penn tomorrow.
No longer his neck of the woods.
What?
It's no longer his neck of the woods.
Oh, where's TJ now?
In hiding, a secure location.
Yeah.
Well, Statistical Zero, thank you. Regardless whether you're number one or number two, you're number one with us.
That's right. You are. So my son's very upset. Talked to Debbie a little while ago. He has to wrestle tomorrow. But there's so many injuries, right? Now, my son's a 125-pounder.
Did he get moved up a weight class?
Yeah, but here's the thing. So he's number 120, but their 133-pounders are hurt. So they're moving him up to 133. Now, granted, a year ago, he wrestled at 116. So, but I guess the coach has that much faith in him that he's moving him up a weight class. But he's still the backup for the 125 starter, the junior. So he's got to make weight for 125 in case something happens to to the one to Zach, the one that is starting at 125.
Wow.
So he's going to have to wrestle. He's going to have to make weight for 125 and wrestle at 133 against a kid who probably regularly is 150 pounds, because you suck it so much, or 145 or something like that. So he's very. So we're heading out 5 a.m.
Let me ask you a question about this, and this is how little I know of the world of wrestling. Is it common for this early in the season for there to be that many injuries?
I don't know. Well, they got a very young team. So they're all freshmen and sophomores. There's a few juniors like Zach, who's the 125 pounder. He's the starter from last year, and he's a junior. There's 3, I think, juniors and seniors on the team. That's it, or 3 seniors or something like that. But these kids are tough, man. I've never seen so many injuries. It ain't high school. I mean, these kids are just beasts. Everyone's good. Everyone's there for a reason, obviously, when you're wrestling on the collegiate level. But it is what it is. So he was really upset. He told us not to come to see him. But now, of course, we want to see him. He's like, I'm just going to lose. But we're like, don't worry about it. We'll be in your corner.
Next thing's next.
What?
Hey, well, there was a question up. Let me scroll up and see who that was. That just asked.
Here's TJ, first of all, but TJ is now in an undisclosed location. In the Florida Panhandle, out by the Blue Angels are out there.
It is. That is the message from Josh there.
Yes.
Nicholas is the one who asked the question: is there going to be a Kickstarter exclusive cover? Because right now he's leaning toward the Art T-Bear cover and the Charleston one.
Thank you. Yes, I have to do that. And I was thinking of something, the very first She image, and to make that into a cover. The problem is, and Debbie's Debbie's really worried about this, because the plate changes for whoever our printer, and you know who the printer is, Jeff. You're the one. I don't know who they are. I think it's like $400 or $450 per plate change now, or $350.
We got to investigate that, because that's up from like 136, and that's insane.
I know it does. So,
and I'll be glad to inquire.
But here's the thing, and this is what I'd like to do, is that right now I'm finishing up this week the Rocket Pavlichenko book. The design pages, everything else is laid in. I just have to, I have to write Dave's bio. I have to write about Operation USA, and I have to write about something else. One other thing I have to write about. So I have to do those and get them to Mindy, so Mindy can lay them out and get them to the printer. But I don't like to launch one Kickstarter campaign or one Indiegogo campaign unless a previous campaign is on its way to the printer or at the printer. So what I'm wondering, and I put it out there, and chat, please let us know. I'm going to share the campaign, okay, Jeff? Okay,
yeah, absolutely.
Let me find it. I didn't open it up. Let's open it up.
You need the link? I have the link right here.
That's the live. Sorry. Is that it? Gatecrasher Indiegogo.
It's in the private chat.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
So basically, just so everybody knows, we are now at 20, let's call it 26 hours.
Yeah.
We are at $45,340, which is just amazing. This is
thank you all. And we could use it's a big project. And just thank you all for all your amazing support. Ethan, I actually bought Ethan a pie, and I'm having a key lime pie delivered to his home. A fresh
key lime. A fan of key lime pies.
He's a huge fan of key lime pie. That's his favorite. I had no
idea. You know, that was my late dad's favorite.
I did not know that. We never had that conversation. I'm not a big pie guy. I guess
being diabetic, I'm not either. But I do, when my numbers permit, have a bite of key lime pie and think of my dad.
Well, I'll buy you a slice of key lime pie, old bean, next time we're together. Can you have a little bit? Can you have a bite?
Oh, I do. You know what?
Oh,
I have to make sure my numbers are good, of course. But yeah, absolutely. And this is not something I indulge in very often, but so when I do it, I want it to be great. So it's either key lime or pumpkin.
yeah. Pumpkin. Ooh,
I
I
love
had a little.
I adore pumpkin pie. There, Baskin Robbins used to make a pumpkin pie ice cream, and it's amazing how I got to be diabetic. I would walk up to the Baskin Robbins up in my grandparents' hometown, or their town where they lived, and I would get a pint and just sit there and eat it.
Holy shit! That's a whole pint.
Oh yeah, and I was skinny as anything, man.
So is it pecan or pecan?
I don't know. It was literally, this was pumpkin pie ice cream.
Okay. I'm just thinking of, now you got me going down that rabbit hole that I do.
But Nicholas is talking about pecan. And
was that why I saw it? I saw Nicholas's. That's what I did. Okay.
I would be proud to partake of your pecan pie.
Bye. Well, let's show the video.
Let's show the video,
and then we're gonna get into well, no, let's not show the video yet. Let me go into the Kickstarter. So what I'm thinking, old bean, is we've had this conversation with the people out there, and you guys let me know, Victoria, TJ James, Tippy Tail McKitty, that maybe the Deadly Trio, which is by Jimmy Palmiotti, Brian Polito, and myself, that is launching this Wednesday on Kickstarter. And we're going to share that page. I'll find that page, and we're going to go through that too. That launches Wednesday. If we can, and if you guys don't mind, because you're not going to get your books any sooner or not, is that perhaps we push the Gatecrasher Kickstarter into, say, the second week in January.
So launching then and going, what, 21 days, 30 days?
Yeah, 30. Yeah, 21. Maybe 30 days by then. Who knows? We like the short campaigns because
the great thing is, if you do the 21 days, you can still, on Kickstarter now, you can still take backers.
Yeah. Yep. You opt it. It's like an in-demand. It's like an Indiegogo in demand. So guys, please out there, let me know if you guys are okay with that. If we launch that campaign in January, it'll give Debbie a break, that's for sure. And then we can have a whole bunch of original, a whole bunch of art put together for it. Interior pages that are being worked on now. I've got 10 pages in right now. And I have to do a cover for La Muerta and She for La Muerta's March book through Coffin Comics. We did a character swap, so we were allowed to have Lady Death in She, and now She will be in La Muerta. Illustrated by the great Joel Gomez. But I don't know. I'm just wondering what you guys think. Yeah, no one's said. Do you guys mind waiting? If you're Kickstarter people, do you guys mind waiting until January for the launch? The book will still ship. We have it for May, but we're gonna, gosh darn it, the goal is early April to have that book to the printer. Maybe even late March to the printer, or in March, as long as I can work, because then we have to launch our next She campaigns. 2 She campaigns, and then a new IP, and then maybe a secret project, Jeff.
Oh yeah.
So,
and that one will be, as you prefer, ready to rock and roll at the printer the minute you need it to be.
The minute that we end. All right, so let's watch the video here.
I think we should watch the video.
Okay. What's up, everybody? Billy Tucci here, and I am so proud to announce our latest original graphic novel, She Gatecrasher. You hear me say doctor. In Gatecrasher, Anna Ishikawa, allied with Ran, my original concept for She, finds herself trapped in comic book time and must battle through a cartoonist's history to find her way back to her daughter, Hotaru. Starting in 1938, Gatecrasher will take the reader on an amazing adventure across comics' incredible decades, trends, and genres that includes war, westerns, horror, apes, Nazis, space chicks, superheroes, romance, robots, dinosaurs, commies, cartoons, crime, bad girls, zombies. Duckstick! Along the way, the pair will stand side by side with the world's greatest indie and public domain heroes before coming face to face with Brian Pulido's iconic Lady Death, Sworn! Written by J.C. Vaughn and illustrated by me, Leandro Oliveira, and Hi-Fi Color Designs Brian Miller, She Gatecrasher is literally the destroy all monsters of comic book characters that features variant covers by Stan Sakai, Art T-Bear, Rini Strinkalski, and the legendary Rob Liefeld. So please join us on this fantastical four-color adventure. I want to thank you for over 30 wonderful years in comics, and I know you're just going to love Gatecrasher. I'll see you in the funny books. He's working on the new video to give Stan Sakai to have legal for Usagi Yojimbo. Let's see.
I think that's great and everything like that. And even with the incredibly weird pronunciation of daughter,
I don't know why. Because of my accent, I say daughter.
It just sounded so weird.
But so weird.
Let me say this: visually, in terms of your, I don't want to say acting, let's say delivery. This is by far your best video. I mean, to me, listen, behind the scenes, not in front of everybody else. Usually, I don't nitpick on behind the scenes. I nitpick in public. I'm just, trying to be supportive. Yes. But in this case, I have to tell you that I can absolutely see your enthusiasm for this project coming through in the video.
Oh, I love it. I love it so, Jeff. And thank you so much for coming on board as the writer to it. We're having a lot of fun at this. I just want to thank you, Tippy Tail McKitty. I bought Debbie a drink in the last campaign so she could deal with Billy's shenanigans. TJ James, I think, yeah.
TJ, that was, I was going to say, mention TJ there. And then Nicholas has a great comment here about Bozo the Robot.
Oh, really? Okay. Thank you, Robert, my friend. Good to see you. What does it say? What did she say? I don't have him to draw she's fur. You gotta explain that. I'm not really making that. Bozo the Robot. Nicholas, get Bozo the Robot in the ash can already made it a must-read. Thank you.
I have to say, my little editor's note about all you Bozo the Robot purists is the most fun thing that I've written in ages.
Yeah. It's great. What's up, Dr. Blevins?
Dr. Blevins.
Oh, feet. Okay, I get it. Okay, I see. Yeah, don't have him try to draw she's feet. Okay. He's Rob Liefeld. He can draw any gosh darn thing he wants.
He can do what he wants to do.
Yep. It's really an honor. I mean, so from what I heard, so just a story, and I never told Rob this, but I think when he hit in comics, when he's 18, 19 years old, 20 years old, he was able to save like his parents' house, I think.
Listen,
with the money he was making.
Listen, Rob is like all human beings. We're all our own worst enemies. Okay? Nobody is exempted from this.
Right.
Okay. But Rob has been an amazing force for comics for a freaking long time.
Yeah, man.
I mean, listen, he was a fan of what Wade and Garney were doing on Captain America when Marvel decided to do the Heroes Reborn and interrupt it. And he literally asked him, "Are you sure you want to do this?" But I had this conversation with him in the lobby of the Pittsburgh Con back then. And he said something to me that showed his depth of understanding was well beyond what people gave him credit for. And he said to me, Captain America is King Arthur and the shield is Excalibur. And nobody had ever said that to me before. And I thought that was a brilliant take. Same thing when my frequent collaborators, Mark Haynes and Jim Kohoric and I,
Happy birthday, Mark.
Happy birthday, Mark. That's right. When we were doing Realm Press and doing Battlestar Galactica, about 4 years before it would have been cool to be doing Battlestar Galactica.
Right.
Rob was the previous license holder.
Oh.
And when I told him we were doing it, you know what he said to me? He said, "Hey, let me know if you want to cover."
No.
Yeah.
Did you ever get the cover from?
No, and because honestly, we didn't have the license for very long after that. Or should I say we didn't keep publishing for very long after that.
Right.
You know,
well,
my favorite thing about what put us out of business, we wouldn't even have a FedEx bill now. But most of our artists were doing painted work. So it was really heavy artboard. And they would like wait till deadline time and send everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it got really expensive for 3 guys doing it on the side.
One time Jimmy sent us, because like Jimmy was inking. So Jimmy would send us pages in. I think might have been Amanda's pages. And they come in a FedEx box, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we open it up and it's filled. Here's the art, but above the art is all those peanuts, like hundreds of them, and then a giant pair of like rubber ears. And he goes, "Dear Mrs. Tucci, we have Billy. Pay us $5,000 or we'll cut something else off of him next," or something like that. And then he says, "Signed, the robbers." It's in one of the She comics. There's a photo of it in one of the She comics.
That's great. Hey, let's talk about this cover a little bit there.
Yeah, let's do it. But before I can, I'd like to also that we wish Mark Haynes. Mark's birthday was yesterday, right?
It was.
Yeah. So a very happy birthday, a belated birthday to our pal Lefty. I invited Peros to see if he wanted to come in. But let me share something here. Boom. And let's do that. And then, I want to talk about the Everybody Charleston cover for sure. But it's also this today would have been, I believe, Darwin Cook's 62nd birthday.
Yeah.
So our friend Darwin left us far too soon. He truly was a prince of a man. If I know, like he was very loyal. He had his friends, and if you were a friend of his, he would kill for you. That's just the type of guy he was, and the laughs and the conversation about comics. And he loved cartoons. He loved comics. He loved animation. He loved the history of all.
He did. Did you ever see the great Alex Toth books that Dean Mulaney put together?
No, I never did. I'm getting into it.
They're phenomenal. And I was looking at one of them years and years and years ago with Darwin at the IDW booth at San Diego. And his murmurings, they were just sounds,
Yeah.
Looking at it. And to hear somebody with that level of talent being mesmerized by somebody else, it was always a good reminder that we all have the inspirations, right? And I thought if we could have translated Darwin's murmurings into words, it would have been the greatest back cover quote ever.
Yeah.
I had such a blast dealing with the cover when it actually arrived for Overstreet 40, his Captain America cover.
Oh yeah.
And it sold, the hardcover sold out 5 days before it came out. It was one of those.
Well, here's to you, pal. Here's to you, brother up there. Vasily Lolos, who is one of the Comics Gate Kings. He joined Darwin in the fist fight brawl at the Hyatt. It wasn't a Marriott, it was the Hyatt Hotel in San Diego in 2008. It was a Sunday night. It was after the Dead Dog Party, and Debbie went to bed. You usually leave Sundays, right? You weren't around.
I usually leave Sunday morning.
Yeah.
It makes me feel smarter.
Yeah. So there was a massive brawl out front, and we stayed at the Marriott, but I don't know if there was a party, and we're just like, I just don't want to do anymore. Let's just go to bed. I think we had an early flight. We're going home the next morning, I think. and it was a massive brawl. And I see that Vasilis was one of the guys helping Darwin out in that brawl.
Wow.
But yeah. But let's talk some let's talk some everybody Charleston. Let's talk some Rob Liefeld, and She Gatecrasher.
I like that.
I love it. I love it. I had a lot of fun doing it. And she's literally doing the Charleston, buddy. Can't you hear it? Can't you hear it?
I think that one of the great things about this is there's multiple layers of hidden meanings in this.
Yeah.
First off, it is a romp through time.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a romp. There's more meaning to it than that. Listen, it's a fun story, and if you just want to read it on the fun story level, you're going to have a blast.
Yes.
We have worked on this for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it started a little crazy and has gotten a lot crazier, but it's a coherent story. It is, I think, really exciting. But this in specific, of course, we're in the era where the mouse and the rabbit are in public domain, those incarnations of them. You'll notice the complete absence of white gloves and white in the eyes on the mouse.
Yeah. The nose is a little bit longer, as like the nose itself, not the actual
snout.
Not the snout. No, but the nose is the nose.
Oh yes,
too.
Absolutely, and a little more oval.
Yeah, a little more chiclet like.
Yes.
Right? It's like a black chiclet.
I really liked him on the Shield.
My first glass of wine, really spilling it all over.
I was hoping for a spit take there. There's another character that is silhouetted. That when the book comes out won't be silhouetted because that character
will not be silhouetted on the cover. And but also if we launch Gatecrasher on Kickstarter in January, he'll be revealed by then because that particular I think it's a cat, right? So that particular cat is he goes in the public domain on the 1st of January 2025. But let's talk about
let's talk about the name, everybody, Charleston.
Let's
your
talk
usual about where I'm usually playing editor.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Peros this time will be playing editor.
Yes.
And of course, Steve wrote the Return of the Warrior trilogy with you.
Right.
And does his own incredible comic graphic novel, Stoker and Wells.
Yes. I got him right here. That's the books I signed.
Excellent.
Stoker and Wells, the Ashes, Barry's cover. Yeah. I bought Barry's cover.
I can't remember which one I backed.
Yeah, it just came in. I'm like, dude, you don't have to mail them to me. He mailed it. I'm like, save it. When I see you, or when you sent me all my covers assigned, you should have just popped it in there, because even media mail is getting expensive. Hopefully,
well, yours came. I will say yours came straight from the printer. That's why his weren't. It wasn't in there.
Okay.
But in all seriousness, Steve is a super accomplished graphic novelist at this point. I was very proud to be like a more active editor on the first Stoker and Wells, and even that by halfway through, I was just sitting back and letting him got it, because it was about the halfway point. He totally got the form, and of course, his dialogue is so freaking good.
Yes.
And you had that similar experience with him on She, where you turned him loose, right? Well,
and he ended up writing one of my favorite She lines ever, when she said, "I've only been in love once," and you took that away from me and put him behind bars to her husband, to her ex-husband. I mean, that was I've only had one love in my life or something like that. And you took him from me and put him behind bars, which we will be exploring Pete Denise, because Pete Denise will be getting out of jail in 2026. His sentence will be, he'll have served his sentence.
I'm looking forward to that and what you guys cook up next. So at any rate, a little bit of role reversal here. Instead of playing editor, I'm writing this one with you, and Steve is editing. But Everybody Charleston has its connection to Steve, because more than just comic book scribe, Steve is a very successful screenwriter, and did the wonderful Peter Bogdanovich movie, The Cat's Meow.
Yes,
which is one of my all-time favorite indie movies.
And he was on set. He was on set the entire shoot, because Bogdanovich wanted the writer there.
And he has a cameo in it.
Yes, he does. He is not Luella Parks. Yeah, he is the chauffeur for what's her name? The Joanna Lumley character.
Yes,
he's her chauffeur. And Steve, I don't know if you so.
But at any rate, his original title for it was Everybody Charleston.
Everybody Charleston. So that's a nod to my pal Stephen Peros. But look at this extraordinary digital paint and this color work by Brian Miller. And if you look, just the detail, these are fishnet stockings she's wearing.
You know,
and you can just make it out. But look at all the shading. The cover went really, like that.
What's really great about it, when we started talking about it, and I got up on my high horse and insisted that the other characters needed to be black and white. I didn't know how right I was, because look at what he's done with Anna here.
Yeah, she just explodes onto the page, and then all the confetti that's streaming down. We're doing actual jeweled edition of this book, I believe.
Oh, nice!
And they're all going to be. There's going to be all jewels of all the confetti floating down.
I think
so. I'm real excited about that.
Phenomenal. TJ had a really good point about that. This would make a really excellent print.
Which would Everybody Charleston or this one right here?
Everybody Charleston.
Yeah, it would. It really. There is a print. There is a print for it. Then we have my yesterday and today cover, I like to call. And for those of you out there that may or may not be, well, if you watch the video, if you're just joining us, Gatecrasher is the story of Anna Ishikawa, our heroine, getting trapped in comic book time. And she allies herself with Ran, who was my original conception of my original interpretation and creation of. She is the character right here on the left. That's what she looked like circa 1990 when I first designed her. And the cool thing is Jeff, is that you're writing Ran as if, what if that's the direction I went? That I did not go with Anna Ishikawa, but I stuck with Ran. And that's her whole persona is different. Her weapons.
One of the things that's really significant about this to me, Billy, is that the underlying story here is about whether you're going to follow the trends or blaze your own path.
Right.
And I have no doubt with your passion that we've talked about when you just decided to stick your thumb in the eye of the collective man and do your own thing. Yeah. I have no question that you would have succeeded because of that passion, but I absolutely firmly believe that if you had gone the course of the character that is now Ran, you would have sold well in the 90s and then not since then. What you did, the changes you made, in essence, almost make Anna more timeless and not subject to, like, if you look at Ran, that's totally 90s, man.
Yeah, like 1990, late 80s. He's got the red circle around
the eye, the shoulder pads connected to basically nothing.
Yeah. There's straps and it attaches to like.
I understand, but basically nothing, and like literally her most clothing is the boots.
Right.
And it is a phenomenal difference between the two. It doesn't make her any less interesting to me. And now, particularly because we can write it as the comparison between the two.
Yes. So it's almost like she's Donald Duck to Anna Ishikawa. Anna Ishikawa's Mickey Mouse.
I don't want to saddle her with that.
Okay, fine. But so someone had asked earlier, I forget who it was. Was it TJ or maybe Tippy Tail? I'm not sure. If there's going to be a Kickstarter exclusive.
No, that was Nicholas.
Nicholas. Oh, thank you, Nicholas. Well, if there is, and I'd like to do that again, we just have to really look into the plate changes,
because the cost of the plate changes.
Yeah,
Debbie was talking to me on Friday, and she said if you came up with one more variant cover, she'd be looking for a variant husband.
Yeah, I think she said that. So, but you never know. You know, time heals all wounds,
or wounds all heals.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So maybe she'll forget about it if we do launch it in January. That's a rough cut edition. That's my rough.
Let's go back and let's look at Stan Sakai.
Yes. Well, I want to get back to something before we jump to Stan Sakai.
Okay.
If I do a variant cover, it'll be this one right here. That's my first she drawing in 1990.
Yeah, you know what? Listen, man,
and
that's never
flash paint.
Has that been a cover on something before?
No, never used it.
All right. Well, then I think
it was printed in. Yeah, it was printed in the 30th anniversary book. Yeah.
Right. So basically, here's the easy answer. If you're doing a Kickstarter exclusive, that's it.
Yeah,
absolutely, 100%.
Because I'd love for it to be out there. But let's talk of our wonderfully amazing Stan Lee. My God,
you almost did it
Stan,
again, man.
Just colored by Thomas Gadd. What a beautiful coloring job. Tom has colored almost all of Jeff Smith's work. That's colored is colored by Tom.
Wow.
And Stan just delivered. This was what a gorgeous cover. And we contacted Stan earlier this week. Jeff.
That's one of the greatest things about this. There's one big one that we can't talk about yet, and we're not going to mention, but the reception that we've had from the fellow creators that we've approached for this,
yes,
whether Brian Polito for Lady Death or Stan for Yasagi Yojimbo, or any number of other folks,
it will be revealed in time.
It's really been incredible. And you know, it's really exciting. You know, I mean, genuinely, as a fan.
Nicholas wants that variant cover, so we'll convince Deborah to do it, and then we'll talk to the printer and see, like, where does this price come from?
You know what? That's definitely something that I will be glad to investigate, because I got to talk to those guys anyway.
Yeah, because especially now, you're not literally changing any kind of metal plates. You don't have to produce a metal plate like they used to.
There's still manpower involved, and manpower is what makes everything expensive.
All right. Well, again, this is a dream come true for me. Stan is one of my personal cartoonist heroes.
And you know what? Not only that, a guy with an impeccable reputation who has produced equally impeccable work for such a protracted period.
100%.
You know?
And he's just brilliant. I mean, look at those lines. I mean, every line is exactly where it should be. And it's so organic.
And you're right about the coloring too. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, so it's a great partnership.
So let's look at Reni's cover there.
Yeah, there's let's look at Reni's up here. Look at that. So this is Rini Strikalski. Everyone loves Rini. Rini did a beautiful job. Jeff, who is this character up here? I forget. I sent her a list of public domain characters. We're gonna have to find it.
All right. So which you say up here? Who are you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry. Up here. Can you see my mouse?
I don't actually.
You see my mouse now? I don't see it on the screen.
I don't see it on the screen.
The upper,
And
the highest character.
Scroll up just a little bit. I'm not seeing the top of this piece.
I think you are. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I guess I am.
The top character with the shard of glass. I forget who that is. But we
Is
have,
that
you know,
Captain Battle.
Who?
Is that Captain Battle?
No, Captain Battle isn't Captain Battle with the
No, he
iPad?
looks different. So
Yeah.
we see Golden Age Daredevil, we see Black Terror, we see Phantom Lady, we see Rand, and we see She. So the other female character, well, it's not Miss
Well, that's
Fury.
Miss Fury up there. That's Miss Fury without her mask.
Oh, it is
on.
Miss Fury.
Yeah, she took her mask off, and I don't mind.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the one on top. We'll ask Rini, and I would love to have a
honestly,
Gatecrasher.
Honestly, I think it
Right.
is Captain Battle, but I don't know.
Think so? Well,
Yeah.
let me look. Let's look at Captain Battle and let's see. I think I have the professionals this week. So I think what I'm going to do is Captain. Hang on. Yeah, no, he's got an eye patch. That's not Captain Battle. Public domain. Like domain. It's not Captain Battle.
Okay.
Nope, it is not Captain Battle.
It's a gorgeous version of Daredevil.
Oh gosh, yeah. But and there's Rand on the bottom, of course.
And you know,
they're all. It's just
how about some? You want some Overstreet trivia?
Blue Beetle. It is Blue Beetle, right? I think it is.
Oh, Golden Age Blue Beetle.
Yeah, thank you
That
so much.
makes sense.
Here.
Thank you, Nicholas. So, Golden Age Daredevil.
Yeah.
Golden Age Daredevil is one of, if not the favorite character of Bob Overstreet.
I love that character. And on the professional this Tuesday, we're going to go through public domain heroes and discuss them.
Did you see when I had Buzz do him for the Big Overstreet?
No.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And the background characters, the thugs that he's beat up, all look like they were Will Eisner characters. It's just phenomenal.
No.
Oh,
Buzz,
yeah.
Daredevil, big Overstreet price guide. I have to see that. Let's look that up. See if we can find it.
Daredevil is probably
Daredevil one word. Oh, there it is. All right. Yeah. All right. Great. Hang on. Let me see if it looks small. 2021. Oh, okay. You know, the one thing about him that just bothers me, that character, is I don't know what that is the spiked belt. I'm not a fan of that. There you go. Right? I mean, I don't know. Do you? I find it unnecessary. But who am I?
I think I had a DC editor, group editor back when, tell me that his thought was that the entire DC universe was predicated on the notion that if you were chasing Superman down a hallway, he turned a corner and you ran into Clark Kent, the whole setup is you'd say, "Hey, Clark, have you seen Superman?"
That's pretty good.
Sometimes we think about this stuff too much. Like what's in Batman's utility belt, rather than just the character trusting that it's going to work.
No, I know.
But you look at that belt and you go, yeah, I'd tear up my own arms on that.
Yeah. And the reason, I get if a visual's like the reason why Anna has green eyes, the reason why Anna's Caucasian is because I wanted to add another color to her look. But now it really works with the story that why she has green eyes, because the next She graphic novel by Steven.
Let me tell you, you guys have already set the stage for some amazing stuff. Now, the folks who are getting She Return of the Warrior in the comic book market, the direct market, aren't there yet. So they're in for a great surprise, particularly the ones that are long-term She fans.
Yes, 100%. 100%. So it's just it's and especially Jeff, the how do we put it? The campaign to try to convince Deb why this works. And so I'm going to put this out there too. For the next She at the next She original graphic novel after Gatecrasher will be She Big in Japan. And I just love that idea because I love that song by Alphaville, by Alphaville. But the original title was actually the Ghost with Green Eyes, and that's very telling to the story. Old Bean, what do you think? Ghost with the Green Eyes or Big in Japan?
Commercially, I think you got to go Big in Japan. I prefer the other one. I prefer Ghost and Green Eyes, but I think in terms of how it'll go over, I think that's hard to beat.
Okay. TJ James, tell me you're getting a Terry Moore Kachu as a Frazetta warrior with She. Well, Kachu already was in the She Sideblade book. So we're trying to steer away from that to make this book different than that and not have the repeat repeat characters. Lady Death was not in She Sideblade Battle for Independence, as was any of these characters. And the same goes.
This is literally nothing about any of the characters that aren't being in it.
Right.
I mean, obviously good friends with Terry Moore. You are, Billy. And Terry's first published interview is my first published interview.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
So he's laughing at no Japanese name.
Beat my first Overstreet work. Beat my first Overstreet work by a day.
All right.
It was in the Styx Distributors catalog.
Oh, wow. And what did that bastard Terry Moore have to say for himself?
It was, man, this was literally during, right after the original 3-issue miniseries from Antarctic Press, when he was about to launch Strangers in Paradise #1.
Wait a minute. Wait. Strangers in Paradise was through Antarctic first?
Was a 3-issue miniseries through Antarctic before Terry self-published.
No way. I didn't even know that.
Well, that'll be your Overstreet fun fact for the day.
Thank you. Well, okay, let's go through. Let's see how the campaign's doing. So right now, guys, we're at $45,559, 356 backers. Thank you, guys. Okay, so we'll refresh, but this is only a 21-day campaign. We want to start doing shorter campaigns, so then we could send all of our updates, all of that daily updates, and go hard. What?
45,837.
Why did you just tell me that instead of letting me see that? Why would you do that? You're going to give me a birthday present and tell me what it is before I open it?
Don't I usually?
I think you do. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Wow.
Seriously, we are still under 27 hours on this campaign. And this is just an amazing response. We're really excited about it because I'm being sincere when I say we've been working on this for 3 years. We have kicked this story back and forth so much. And normally when you're doing a story and you're doing this sort of bombastic brainstorming kind of stuff, you come up with all sorts of reasons not to do something. Yeah. And in this one, we keep on going, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Yep. And Jeff, and you're doing a tremendous job keeping it at 48 pages. Now, our next stretch goal, which we wanted to announce on Monday, and we'll see where we are, but that will be to expand the issue to 56 pages from 48 and to add a cover gallery and some extras, maybe some design extras and things like that. It'll give us an extra 6 pages. But I don't know if that's going to be at 50,000. Debbie's not feeling well, so she's been down with a migraine all day. So she hasn't had time to actually turn off the first 24 hours. So everyone who pledges in the first 24 hours, Jeff, gets this a 5-inch by 8-inch heavy vinyl sticker of this image.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was only supposed to be for the first 24 hours, but Debbie's sick, so it's gonna go probably till Monday. So have at it and get your free stickers, guys.
Listen, first off, I'm really thankful for everybody that's backed it so far, and
Yeah.
it's really exciting to be a part of a project that took off like this did, and it seems to keep going. I mean, here we are on a Saturday, which we had no plans of coming on today, but we just had to respond to the overwhelming response that we've received.
It's been amazing. It's been, it's a privilege to be able to produce a comic book, right, Jeff?
Yeah,
the genre that we love so much, and a lot of you guys are. Yeah.
You're probably sick of it, but you've heard me say like a gazillion times that if you told 13-year-old Jeff he was going to be doing comic books, he would have believed you. 16-year-old Jeff would have been more suspicious.
Right. Excellent.
And the fact that we get to do this in this wonderful medium that has meant so much to me on a personal level and given me so many friends and professional colleagues who I adore, it's a little bit of magic, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
it sure is.
And I've talked about this both with you and in other forums where I think we talked about this a bit at the panel at the Baltimore Comic-Con, that your decision to age Anna normally is something that like Shooter was doing with the Valiant universe. But very few other people have done, and you've done it in a very demonstrable way by giving her a daughter and making her older as she would be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's and the depth that this is at, the depth that you and Steve have added to the story is just fertile ground that sort of pushed me with the direction, some of the even through some of the crazier elements and what we're doing. I didn't want it to be alien to what you guys had established, and so I'm trying to approach that in it's really fun, but in a semi-serious way.
Yeah, it sure is. It sure is. And especially a project like this, Jeff, how much fun are we having with it? Because we could do whatever we want. Like
part of the thing that's great is knowing the various creator owners that we do. Calling up and making a deal, like you're doing some cover art from some people or some pinups or your characters appearing in their book, that kind of stuff like that. And you get somebody like Art T. Bear. Look at this cover, man.
Dude, this could be a model kit or a statue.
It absolutely could.
It doesn't look like this could be the Aurora 1964 she model kit.
Wow, really nice. Very good.
Right,
very good description.
Right.
And this will be my third publication with an Art T. Bear cover.
Oh, and he
did a Captain Action piece that we used as an Overstreet Free Comic Book Day issue.
That's great. Well,
he also did a black and white, his character is black and white, cover for Overstreet's Comic Book Monthly number 16, which contained my first Overstreet article. And when I went in to interview at Gemstone, interview with Carol Overstreet, she had an enlargement of that cover on her wall. And I said, "Oh, I got the job."
I had no idea of that.
Yeah, so I'm real fond of Art's work for that reason.
Art's got a great campaign right now that's kicking ass. He's got Black and White Volume 3, Sins of the Father. So that's live right now too, guys.
Is that Indiegogo as well?
Yes, that's Indiegogo.
I think I got to back that one. I don't think I've done that yet.
Oh, Captain Battle is, I think it's Blue Beetle. Oh, Captain Battle is in Tin Soldier. Excellent.
That is great.
Excellent.
By the way, we should give a shout out to Nicholas here. Relentless Tin Soldier is Nicholas's creation.
Yes.
And the first two issues were just a lot of fun. And you did a cover for number 1, was it?
Yep.
Or number 2?
I think it was number 1.
And
cover, or was it for number one?
And it was, and it's just been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull that campaign up. Let's see if there's something live right now. Let me find it. Indiegogo. And Kid Fury. Nope, that one's closed. Kid Fury's closed.
You want me to ruin it again? By the way,
issue 2 should be closed because
it is.
Right. Yeah. Oh, you have no live campaigns right now with the Relentless. The Relentless.
I think that's coming up.
Oh, it's on my comic. Maybe let's see if it's on my comic.
Oh, Kickstarter now.
Oh, it's on Kickstarter.
It's on Kickstarter.
Holy
hey,
shit.
Do you want me to ruin yours again?
No, stop.
46049.
Stop. My God. Let's see the campaign. Let me find it. Old bean.
I'm just so excited.
Is it on Kickstarter? You said it's on Kickstarter?
Yes, he said it's on Kickstarter. I'm merely quoting him.
Well, I'm looking over here. I got all these windows open.
All these tabs.
Yeah. Oh, he just he's got 44 days to go. Let's share that, guys. We're going to share a campaign that is more deserving and in need of a higher profile, more deserving of a higher profile. So let's look at this. So here's Nicholas is going on Kickstarter now to launch the first 3 issues of the Relentless Tin Soldier and Kid Fury. So he's got the campaign. He's got 44 days to go. He just launched. He's at $424. The cool thing is that these books are all done, guys. There's my cover right there. Right there's my cover. So if you guys, I don't know if you guys are Kickstarter people, Indiegogo people, but please check out Nick's campaign. He's got Arthur. How'd you get Arthur? I like the Prince thing, but there he is. What's his name? What's his name again? You got the patch. Jeff?
Captain Battle.
Captain Battle. Just great stuff, man. Great stuff. Oh, I like that, Jeff. I like with the 35 millimeter print.
I think one of the things that we talk about,
very clean campaign. And real quick, Jeff, here's the thing about Nick is that Nicholas maybe has done the lion's share of his work on Indiegogo, right? But he also goes on Kickstarter. Now, here's the thing: if you look at what Nicholas has right here, he's created 2 projects on Kickstarter, but he's back 28.
Yeah, same approach that I take.
I mean. Yeah, I mean, right, and we're all in this together. There are guys, guys like Ethan, right? That is the top of the pyramid.
I'm sorry. Paul Taylor has a great quote. Marvelous
Indeed. TJ James has a great quote too here. TJ, Jeff, it seems that teen sensation has become the bombastic boomer. Silence, miscreant.
One of the things I want to say about Nicholas and about so many other things, we've talked about this periodically, but I think that it's impossible to understate this. I mean, to overstate. Sorry. We are in a golden age creatively. And it is because people are connecting directly with their audiences. And obviously, I love the comic book market. I don't want to see anything negative happen to the comic book market. But there's some things that were underserved by the traditional direct market. And I think you've had a prime experience with that with Zombie Sama, where initially, if it had been a She book, it would have sold gazillions of copies. And Zombie Sama, they just sort of left it alone, left you holding the bag, and you do it for crowdfunding, and all of a sudden people want it.
Yeah.
Because you found the audience for it.
Yeah. And it's a fun project. I mean, remember Jeannie Schultz was telling us after Sparky
Great name
Schultz,
drop.
Charles M. Schultz, after he passed away, that I was asking her, and I'm like, man, for 60 years or so, he just stuck with peanuts, and like, wow, that he just stayed with this one IP and focused on it. And how did he do that? How did he do that? Because here we are, you've got multiple ideas coming at you from all over the place. They're just exploding all around you, and you want to get them out there. And Jeannie said, oh no, he had plenty of other ideas, but he's doing peanuts.
Yeah,
and
man.
that's why it's good to have a sane wife, if you will, I guess. So that's it. But RT there, yeah. So let's go and refresh. And then let's, oh my God, 45, 8, 8, 9. Oh, oh my God. We're approaching $50,000 in a little over a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
This is phenomenal. And thank you to everybody that's been a part of this one so far. And thank you to the people who are thinking about joining us. Because listen, we all know that the economy is really dicey for some people. And right now you're gonna have two shots at this one, particularly if you delay the Kickstarter a little bit.
Yeah, I'd like to, if we can afford to do it, that's what it is.
But here's what I want to say about this. We know the pain of what the economy is at the moment. There is a challenging time. You should know this. You've got a kid in college. And that said, maybe there's somebody who's a regular backer that can't do it right now.
Yeah.
And we still appreciate those people because they've supported us in the past. They'll support us again in the future. And so what they can do is share the link around, tell people the good news about this book, and help share the excitement about it. And man, let me tell you, with how the algorithms screw with us in social media, having other people post this stuff besides us is a big deal.
As the soon-to-be former 46th president of the United States, this is a big effing deal.
Thank you.
Thank you, because Jeff is too good-natured to say that. There's something I want to share, Jeff. I want to share something. Let's see if I can find it. Did I lose it? I think I lost it.
I love the detail on Rob's cover because it just makes me want to know more.
I know. See, yeah. So, and you could see that he's at the top of the page, right? And it's Rob Liefeld doing Rob Liefeld things, and it help and in a way, and he's helping his friend by doing so, because people are buying it just out of the curiosity aspect of it, like what's it going to look like, and then I can't wait for us to reveal it.
We could have, literally, we could have put a blackout cover with a question mark and Rob's name, and you would still have orders for it.
Yeah, probably.
No, not probably. 100%.
Yeah. But I like I said, I love, I'm a huge fan of Terry Moore. I'm a huge fan of Jeff Smith's style. I'm a huge fan of Toth now. I'm getting into Toth because I just love the simplicity of it. I'm an Alex Ross fan.
Put a pin in the Toth discussion. We'll come back to that.
Okay. And Rob created an entire style of his own back in 89, 88, whenever 89, I think he came in. But look at the influence he's had.
Yeah.
And again, as I was saying earlier, like something that I've never told him this, and I can't wait when I see him to do it. And we're hoping it's out there, Jeff. Robin and Terry Moore are not coming to next year's San Diego Comic-Con.
Wow.
So there might be an opening for the comic book couples panel.
Oh, nice.
And I'd love to get Rob and Joy on it. That would be a lot of fun. And did you attend our panel?
It would bring in some different people into the audience too. That'd be very nice.
Yeah. Did you go to our panel? Did you attend it?
No, I was at another panel.
Oh, okay, okay. They put us in one of the big rooms in the hotel because now it's spread out all over the place, guys.
Yeah.
So it's at the Marriott Hotel, and we're walking for like what seems like a half a mile, and then we walk in this room and it's packed, big ballroom, and they're like, "Are you guys just hanging out from the last panel?" Like, no, 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 and it was a lot of fun. It was, but
You know,
it was a lot. Yeah.
that hanging out from the last panel or waiting for the next panel.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing a creepy and eerie panel one year, and I'm like, "There's no way these people are here for us." I'm like, "How many people are here for Teen Wolf?" and like half the audience.
Yeah, so you'll take it though.
Oh yeah, man! Tell them the good news.
Yep, yep. I'm gonna try to find the Deadly Trio Kickstarter.
Oh yeah,
And then I'm going to go because I have to get up at 5 a.m. And I've had 3 glasses of wine. But here we go. Into invade.
you know my favorite wine?
What is it?
I want more money.
Well, I guess if you're gonna whine, old chum. Coffin Comics. So here's the Coffin Comics page. So guys, if you guys can, let's check out the page. Let's refresh it. And like please check out all of our perks. We have a lot of wonderful perks. We have everything from blank sketch covers to t-shirts and apparel to amazing comics to hardcovers to really super premium rare metal covers and bejeweled covers and foil covers. All the way to silver bars and original artwork. But let's go. Let me see if I can do this now. Hang on. Where's my page? There it is. All right. So I'm going to refresh our page. All right. $46,168. We're still there. Okay. Great. Now let's go to the Deadly Trio. So this weekend, for those of you, it's in Safari. Hang on. My Safari works so much faster than my Chrome. So let me find the Deadly Trio via Coffin Comics. Here we go. Thought there was a Kickstarter page. Let me just see.
Is there not an early page for it?
Thought there was a yeah, I thought there was. Let me go into Kickstarter real quick. Jeff, talk to people for a second, please.
Well, I think one of the things about this that I'm so excited about is you've got 3 titans, well, 4 if you include Amanda, which I think we should, of crowdfunding, collaborating for some serious fun. And I mean, you've got Brian Polito, you've got Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor and Billy, and they've all chipped in to create this new series, and this is its debut, and I think it's going to explode. You know, what do I know?
Yeah. What do you know? Well, Jeff, how do you approach writing, someone else's character, but also lots of other people's characters?
In all seriousness, one of the things in writing because you so successfully got into my brain with the character. I mean, regular viewers know that your cover for Overstreet's Fan #3, the San Diego variant, was the first cover I ever commissioned.
That's right.
And
right.
And I treat it like it's mine. I think the only way to do it right is to be entrepreneurial about it. Like, Mark Haynes and I wrote Jack Bauer in 24 for IDW. And I think that anybody that doesn't get Jack Bauer's voice has no business writing the character. I think that, listen, I know people will everybody needs to work, right? Everybody needs to put bread on the table.
Right.
But if you're doing a licensed book, and a lot of my experience is in licensed, whether it's Stargate Universe, Stargate Atlantis, Battlestar Galactica, and 24, my feeling is that if you don't love those things, you really shouldn't be writing them. And so this is, I love, what my job is. I run the Overstreet Comic Book Price Guide. I think that if you don't love comics history, I don't think you could write this book.
100%. 100%.
And the more serious moments,
it's more than just knowing comics history.
you have to no, it really is more than that. And I appreciate you mentioning this. I think that the thing that's so great about it is I think we're offering a slightly different interpretation of some things than people would expect. And at the same time, we're using that as just like you did in Sergeant Rock Lost Battalion. You took real world stuff and established characters and threw it together to create the story you wanted to tell. I'm trying to do that with you here, taking all these trends and particularly right after World War II, the trends were moving at a speed that would parallel today.
Sure. Yep. Sure.
You had romance, you had jungle comics, you had aliens, you had dinosaurs, you had westerns. You had
horror and romance. You had horror and romance together.
Absolutely, and one of my favorite scenes in the book is putting horror and romance together.
Really, you guys are gonna love that. You're gonna love that.
One of the most appalling things I've ever written.
And I remember we were talking about it and you explaining it, and we would just laugh. You remember we were eating pizza or something, and we would just laugh like, oh my! And that's what's so great about this book. And that's the same thing when Gary and I were writing the She Cyblade book. That we would just start laughing about stuff, like just scenarios and stuff and things like that. And there was no public domain characters then in that book, but we made a lot of phone calls to our friends to use their independent characters.
And I think that's one of the cool things here. I mean, obviously, it's one of the great challenges,
Yeah.
The whole thing is you don't want to violate any of the characters. You want their worlds to be intact, and somehow, like, to me, matter of fact, I dropped the link in the private chat for Captain Action versus Al Capone Vampire.
Oh yeah. We're gonna get to that. We will get to that
which,
for sure.
Which is available to now that Kickstarter accepts late pledges. We're waiting on the lettering's done. We're waiting on some of the coloring, and that will go. As soon as that's done, that'll go to press. And I'm hoping the end of November. It might fall into December, which is a little unfortunate. But I've decided to add in an extra trading card for people for waiting a couple extra weeks.
Oh, good.
Yeah, great one. With the Capone characters, with the new Captain Action villain, Professor Fangs.
I love it.
And we get to make his comic book debut. So I'm real excited about that. And
let me hit the private chat. Let me see. Get, buddy. Do you want me to share the Indiegogo? You added the Gatecrasher. Okay, thank you. I'll add the Kickstarter for Al Capone Vampire.
Yeah. And listen, the great thing about it is that when you're writing somebody else's character, and this has been my approach with Anna since the first time I wrote her, I have to write it like it's my character, or I just won't care about it to the level that I have to care about it.
Yeah. And Debbie will tell you if you're in the wrong direction. I might not, but Debbie will.
Well, what's really great about it was how that happened. Do you remember how that happened?
I started writing it, and then I'm like,
no, that you hadn't started writing it. That's exactly.
Was I doing it Marvel style or something?
If you put Marvel in air quotes, sure.
Yeah.
You had said you had just finished the previous miniseries, and you were going to start the Shiakai one shot on Monday. And I go, well, at that point we were friends, and you'd been sending me your scripts ahead of time and things like that. And you said, and I said, well, I didn't see a script. And you go, I don't have one yet. I'm just going to wing it. and I'm like, Billy, it sucks when you wing it. And he goes, well, I don't have time to write it. I have to start doing this or it'll be late. and this was Shia Kai #1. It was a one-shot introducing your character, Victoria Cross.
Yes.
And I said, tell me the plot. And you told me the plot. And I said, I'll have you 5 pages of script, but it's script for 5 pages by Monday morning. And I'll stay ahead of you. And I think I had the script done by the end of the next week, but you had 5 pages when you came in on Monday.
Yeah.
And, you know, page 1 was 3 panels, one of which was totally blacked out. Pages 2 and 3 was a 2-page split.
Yeah. And then, started
a little later on, I
pages.
threw in a 9-panel grid. And this is where I talk about the ownership of the story. You tell me I don't do 9-panel grids, and I'm like, you do now.
Yeah. I actually did a 12
Like,
panel.
I was acting like it was my book.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. Hey, let's watch the video, Jeff.
Okay, sure.
That is a video, right?
It was. Oh, there we go.
I know it's timeless, and it's a part. It's a part of the lexicon of pop culture and toy collecting. It always bothered me that we went from red to yellow to green as opposed to red to yellow to blue. Just saying.
I'm hard pressed.
Great music too.
Thanks for showing
Great job, buddy. Great job, Old Bean.
And you know, and even though it's not technically a creator-owned property, dealing with the Captain Action guys, Ed Cato, Joe Ahern, and Michael Polis was very much like that. I literally was frustrated that I was in the drive-through at Wendy's so long. The guy, I have no idea what the heck the guy ahead of me had ordered, because it took forever. By the time I got out of the drive-through, I called Ed because I'd had the idea for Captain Action versus Al Capone. This is what happens when I get like enforced boredom.
Yeah. I want to just share this. Thank you for reminding this. Yes, TJ, we definitely should do that. I'm going to talk to Debbie about it tomorrow on during our long drive to Pitt. So, but Jeff,
So
guys out there,
so you're actually going to the Berg, not just Western PA.
Yeah, we're going to the Berg. We're going to Waynesburg U.
Okay.
So, that's where he's going to be. Captain Action versus Al Capone Vampire #1. This campaign is now live, guys. He's almost at $4,000. Please check it out. Just Jeff, if you could put it in the. Oh, thank you very much, TJ. It's a great concept. It's a lot of fun.
And you've seen most of the story.
Yeah. Now, where are you at and where are the Frame Brothers at with this book right now?
They're done. They're done. Oh yeah, it's done. As a matter of fact, the pencils, inks, and letters are all done. We're coloring.
Now, can I?
By the way, that is a photo cover.
Yeah.
Of the new Professor Fang's action figure.
I love it.
And
Jeff,
I'm so excited. I'm so excited that we get to make the debut of the character.
Yes. I know, we all love 4-color images and stuff, but do you ever consider printing Al Capone because of the era? And think of film noir and stuff in black and white?
Well, you've seen the Frames work, and you said that to me when you saw it.
Yeah, I just love their work.
Listen,
yeah.
I can tell you right now, if we woke up tomorrow and we're doing, let's say,
like, look at this. I mean, I know there's traces and lacing and hints of color, but
Yeah, well, the reason I sent this to Brian Miller is I had a very we have some regular colors we use, but I really had very, very specific request for the teaser sequence. I wanted it to be like the pre-credit sequence in Casino Royale.
Yeah.
And I just needed striking, and the Lady Action's line there. This is definitely a job for Captain Action.
Yeah.
It one of those things that wrote itself,
Yeah.
And then with page 5, the sort of montage sort of scene thing, you start to see the colors start coming in on the next page there, and then when you get to page 6, which isn't on the preview there, it's full color in a normal comic. But
I'm just
like
throwing this out there. I don't know if the
oh
readers
no, listen, man, if we got up tomorrow and somebody had dropped $6,000 on this book, I would absolutely do a companion edition in black and white. I think it is their work on this book. Matter of fact, I would produce a 96-page book. The first one would be the pencils, followed by the inks.
I love that stuff. That's why we do them.
You know that I've been fortunate to work with Brandon and Brian for we're not too far away from 20 years. And I've always believed that I get phenomenal work out of them. But one of the great things is when you've worked with somebody and they can still surprise you. Guys, they are killing it on this book.
Yeah.
It's some of the best stuff they've ever done. One of my all-time favorite pages that they've done, the main characters aren't even on it. It's just that cool.
It is. It's a striking looking campaign. And again, the art was
well, you were the first person to see the first 31 pages put together.
Yeah. I was trying to keep my cool, so I'll keep it at mildly astonished. How's that?
Yeah, they honestly, the cool thing for me is, like I said, I've been working with them for a really long time. They illustrated antiques.
Mm-hmm.
We've done a bunch of free comic book day stuff together. They've done Overstreet stuff for me. And then we did Vampire PA, and they did some stuff for Bedtime Stories. And then we sort of stumbled into Al Capone Vampire, and every issue they do better than the previous one. In this book, it was like almost every page they were getting better.
Yeah, sure.
Which
agreed.
Is when you get people who are this well established as they are now, some people just phone it in. And we're blessed to have a bunch of talented friends who just don't do that.
Yeah. No, yeah, we really are. And that's what's the beauty of our industry, Jeff, is that it's on two levels. One, if you don't deliver, especially now with crowdfunding, but even so with comics, the fans will let you know that you are not, their money is too important, as our money is. When we back a lot of projects ourselves.
Sure.
But also, though, on the other level is everyone in this industry, I'd say 98% of people working in comics, or at least in the creative end aspects of comics, are comic fans to begin with. They chose this because they're comic fans. So, you get a few shills out there and stuff, but maybe 95%. Sure. But then we become friends with them, and these people we admire, and now they're contributing to our projects. It's wonderful. It really is. I'm now going to share. Yeah.
So at any rate, I think, you've got to get up early in the morning and everything like that.
I have to get up early in the morning. I'm going to save Deadly Trio, but let me add this right now, guys. So the reason why too is that I'm thinking, and I want to, and I will talk to Deb tomorrow on our long drive to Waynesburg, Penn, is that maybe we could push the She Gatecrasher Kickstarter with an exclusive to January. and by then I'll be done with all my art. Well, I don't know if it'll be colored or lettered by then, but this book is launching on Wednesday, the 20th of November, and I can focus all my Kickstarter attention towards the Deadly Trio. All my Indiegogo, the Indiegogo half of me can be all for Gatecrasher. But this is an extraordinarily beautiful and fun project. Okay, let's see it. Let's see it.
This is a private preview.
Yeah, but it's not letting me see it.
Well, I think you've probably seen it.
Maybe it is. Maybe that was just that. So, just these stunning covers. That's it. But we're launching Wednesday. We're going to have a party. We're going to have a launch party, I think, on Coffin Comics TV on his YouTube channel, and we're going to have a lot of fun with that. It'll be Debbie and I and Jimmy and Amanda, Brian and Francisca, and it's, and you know how Brian does things. He does everything right. The cover I have to do, Jeff, this week is for the La Moretta She book that he's putting out, Nemesis, La Moretta Nemesis. It's launching in March.
Well, that's how Brian does it, man.
That's how he does, and he does it right. And I'm learning, and I'm learning from him. So here we go. So we're at 46,000. Holy cow!
168.
$168. I'll do a refresh. I don't know if we've got anywhere. Whoa, no, wrong page. Let's do this one. Nope, whatever. $46,168. Guys, we're approaching $50,000, 400 backers. We've got 20 days left. We're almost at 1,000% of our needed stretch goal, our needed funding goal. And thank you all.
I think given that you guys are going to be on the road tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think that if you put in a $50,000 stretch goal on Monday, you will have already met it before that happens.
Oh, geez. Well, yeah, we got to see about. Yeah, I have to talk to, because Deb's the one that does all that, and again, she's been down with a bad oyster. So
yeah, so I think that
it's not that it's. I'm sorry, Jeff, but it's a lot. I have this light over here, but it looks a lot better than this. This looks.
I have to say it's pretty funny. On the left side of your face, it looks like it's not there,
but it is there. It really is.
It's just the lighting.
The lighting. And the camera adds 10 pounds. So stop it, Tony Anderson. Just stop it. Hang on, let me exit. Oh my gosh, Jeff, I'm so tired.
Well, go get some rest.
Brother. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tony.
This is obviously a great way. This campaign is a great way to end the year and start the new one. This is going to be the one thing I can say. This is that everybody who backs this is going to get us pouring ourselves into this issue.
Yeah,
we like I said earlier, we've worked on this for 3 years, been kicking this back and forth.
Yeah,
and we really are in this stage where normally when you have these explosive idea jam sessions, brainstorming, you're throwing out ideas and you have a laugh and then you go on to something serious. In this case, we're going, yeah, why not? The whole way through this book. Yep. And you come up with something and I go, oh my gosh, that's really cool. And I know you've reacted to some of the stuff I wrote, just like, oh, that's so great. And that's really cool, man. It's a great feeling to be part of that.
Yeah, it really is. Undecided Toy Story, welcome. We're going to be signing off, going to order digital and hardcover. Oh, thank you so much. When and how do we receive the digital PDF? Okay, so once the campaign ends and we go into fulfillment, you'll get this before the physical backers, obviously. But right now, we scheduled this book for May, but we're looking to fulfill in early April.
Maybe late March, but
maybe late March. Yes, if I get my
certainly April is what we're pushing for.
Yes. But you guys will get, so Debbie sends it and then you click a link and then you're able to download it, but it only lasts like 7 days. But that's how that works.
No,
And
the
thank you
access,
so much.
hang on a second. The access to it only lasts 7 days.
Yes, yes.
The copy itself is
It
theirs.
doesn't self-destruct, Mr. Phelps.
But
anyway, guys, thank you so much. What a great night. Jeff, thank you. Ethan Van Sciver, brother, thank you so much for hosting our launch party last night. It was wonderful. Then I went on.
You had Ethan and Graham and other folks and Andy. And it really was a star-studded launch, and look at the results.
Yep. And this is just the beginning. She's back, baby. We're having a lot of fun, and you guys are going to be blown away by this book of just how much fun it is and thought-provoking, Jeff, as well.
I really am excited about this. The idea of dropping in a cover gallery is pretty cool. Give us an editorial page or two that we could talk about the book. I'd love that. There's all sorts of possibilities ahead.
No, it's an additional 8 pages.
Yep.
So we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3 Billies, Rini, Art, Stan, and we have 1 page for editorial, Jeff. We have 7 covers, so we have 1 page for editorial.
Yeah, we have 7 covers now.
Yeah, and who knows if we can climb? Maybe we can do 62 pages and have a
that would be odd. I think we would probably go to 64. I'm just saying
64. Yeah, I'm sorry. We can go to 64 pages and talk about public domain heroes.
I think. Listen, there's so many things that we could do with this, but all of it comes from the people backing it.
Yes, from you guys.
Yeah, and you guys have been excellent so far. Please do share it around. Even if you've already backed it. And matter of fact, if you've really already backed it, it makes you more convincing when you tell people about it. So by all means, share and share and share. We really appreciate it. And stay tuned because there's more to come.
Thank you. And you know what? I couldn't have said it better myself. Now Scala couldn't have said it better than himself. So good night, everyone. We bid you adieu. Let's go Penn State. My son's wrestling tomorrow. So good luck to him. And all the kids on the team, and it's so funny, Jeff. They're just kids, but some of these dudes, oh my God, they look like they're 30 years old. They got beards and tattoos, and here's my fresh faced son. But he can wrestle with anyone in that whole division, so we're extremely proud of him. And TJ, we are. So good night, everybody. Jeffrey. Good night, old bean. Maybe I'll give you a call tomorrow on the road if you don't mind. If I'm
on the road again, absolutely. I'll be home
church. I'll call you at the church. All right, brother. Good night.
Bye.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on Pop XP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the Pop XP. And over on Instagram at the Pop XP. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you soon.